All right, our top story now, and the Manipur High Court has tweaked its last year's order about the inclusion of Meiteis in the list of scheduled tribes that was followed by massive ethnic violence in the state. Now, the detailed order that came out deleted that direction to the state government to consider addition of the Meiteis in the scheduled tribe list, which had incensed the Kuki community at the time. Let's go across to Ratnadeep now for more. And Ratnadeep, give us more details of, this modification by the High Court. And it was this order, as we said, that, incensed the Kuki community, and there had been violence. Over 200 people died in the state.
Well, this order, which was passed last year, actually asked the state government to consider the petition which was filed asking for scheduled tribe status for the Meitei community. Remember, the Meiteis are majority community in Manipur. Now, it is the state government which has to recommend to centre asking for scheduled tribe status for Meiteis, which then centre has to notify. So that is the process. In that order, 4 weeks time was given to the state government to send a reply to the centre in connection to this petition which is there in which has been heard by the Manipur High Court. But at that point of time, remember, there were initially protests, and those protests initially were peaceful protests by the tribal groups, because a section of the groups also perceived this, that within 4 weeks time the Meitei community, which is the majority community, would get the scheduled tribe status, which was not the case, because the order at that point of time had only asked for considering sending recommendation. However, now that this violence has resulted, there have been deaths of more than 200 people, even centre taking a note of it, Supreme Court taking a note of it, the Manipur High Court has now tweaked that order, and it has removed that paragraph, so that in a way a status quo is now going to be maintained as far as the issue. However, the issue will come up for hearing in terms of the petition for the ST status demand of Meitei community.
All right. Thanks so much, Ratnadeep, for joining us with all, those developments that have taken place for modification of that High Court order. Now, the big political story, and in another boost for the India bloc, the Congress and Aam Aadmi Party have struck a deal to divide Delhi's 7 Lok Sabha seats, according to sources. Now, this comes a day after the former agreed to a deal with the Samajwadi Party for Uttar Pradesh. And it's not just Delhi. According to reports, AAP and Congress have finalized deals for Goa, Haryana and Gujarat.
A further boost to the India bloc, with the Congress and AAP reportedly agreeing to a seat-sharing deal in Delhi after months of hard negotiation.
Well, sources said that Aam Aadmi Party will field its candidates from Northwest, West, South Delhi in addition to New Delhi constituency, while on the other side, Congress will contest from East, Northeast and Chandni Chowk constituency. Remember, in 2019, Bharatiya Janata Party swept all 7 seats of Delhi.
The Congress-AAP breakthrough comes just 24 hours after the Congress and Akhilesh Yadav Samajwadi Party sealed a deal in Uttar Pradesh, politically the most crucial state for the Lok Sabha polls, with 80 seats. The two agreed to a 63-17 divide, with the Congress getting its family bastions of Raebareli and Amethi, as well as Mr. Modi's constituency of Varanasi. But another crucial state, Punjab, remaining a stumbling block. Hopes of an agreement in that state, which the AAP won off the Congress in February 2022, were dashed, after Arvind Kejriwal last week said that his party would contest all 13 Lok Sabha seats. The Congress-AAP's inability to find common ground in Punjab has underlined tension within the India bloc, with smaller members unable to agree to seat-sharing deals with the Congress. Whether the Congress-AAP's Delhi alliance will help break the deadlock in Punjab is still not clear.
With Congress and Aam Aadmi Party coming together for 2024 Lok Sabha polls, it is to be seen now that whether this alliance can defeat Modi-led NDA. With video journalist Stephen Anthony, this is Ashwarajan for NDTV.
All right, a day after the Samajwadi Party and the Congress arrived at a seat-sharing deal for Uttar Pradesh, Akhilesh Yadav has finally agreed to join Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra this after days of uncertainty.
जाएंगे, हम यात्रा में जाएंगे और उनका बहुत जल्दी विस्तृत कार्यक्रम आने वाला है। जो आगरा में कार्यक्रम होगा उसमें विस्तृत कार्यक्रम आने के बाद मैं शामिल होऊंगा।
And staying with news of Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh after that seat-sharing deal, the big question is how Akhilesh Yadav will now accommodate the smaller parties in the state which represent various backward communities and which had been the allies of the Samajwadi Party in the 2022 UP elections.
A done deal between the Samajwadi Party and the Congress in Uttar Pradesh, but some headaches remain. A big one for the Samajwadi Party. How to accommodate the aspirations of smaller UP parties, which mostly provide representation to the numerically significant non-SC most backward castes, and had sided with Akhilesh before the 2022 state election. A case in point, Sanjay Chauhan, who heads the Janwadi Party Socialist and is a key element of the backward caste matrix of the Samajwadi Party. Mr. Chauhan claims a support base amongst the Nonia, Lonia and Lonia Chauhan communities in central and eastern Uttar Pradesh. Then there is the Apna Dal Kamerawadi, a breakaway faction from Union Minister Anupriya Patel's party that represents Patel Kurmis, a backward caste with presence across central and eastern UP.
रही बात ये कि आगे गठबंधन में कौन रहेगा कौन नहीं रहेगा, तो इस पे तो माननीय अखिलेश यादव जी के पास ही पहले भी ये उनके पास अधिकार सुरक्षित थे कि कौन इस गठबंधन का हिस्सा होगा कौन नहीं होगा, और अभी भी मेरा ये मानना है कि अभी भी उन्हीं के पास ये अधिकार सुरक्षित हैं कि कौन आगे इसमें और ऐड ऑन होगा.
And finally the Azad Samaj Party, with a presence amongst the SC community in West UP, whose chief Chandrasekhar Ravan is likely to be accommodated by the Samajwadi Party.
अरे वो हमारे यहाँ है, हम देखेंगे क्या करना है. नहीं, हमारी कोशिश होगी कि लोगों को साथ लाएं, वोट बढ़ाएं. अगर वोट 36% पहुंच गया है तो हमारी कोशिश होगी वोट और आगे पहुंच जाए.
With 80 seats in Lok Sabha, Uttar Pradesh holds the largest chunk of Lok Sabha seats. Now, can BJP live up to its claim of winning all the 80 seats this time? Or can the India bloc with its equations make some dent to it? With camera person Virendra Kumar Saini, Tanish Punjabi for NDTV.
All right, news now from Kerala, where Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan announced a gender audit will be conducted in workplaces in the state, and he said steps will then be taken to ensure equal pay for women on par with men. He also said jobs should be made more favourable for women.
ബോധ്യപ്പെടുത്തേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. തൊഴിലിടങ്ങൾ സ്ത്രീകൾക്ക് അനുകൂലമാക്കേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. അതിനായി ജോലിസ്ഥലങ്ങളിൽ ലിംഗ ഓഡിറ്റിംഗ് നടത്തുകയും തുല്യവേതനം ഉറപ്പുവരുത്തുകയും ചെയ്യും. കരിയർ മുന്നേറ്റത്തിനുള്ള വഴികളുണ്ടോ എന്നതും തുല്യ അവസരങ്ങളുണ്ടോ എന്നതും പരിശോധിക്കും.
All right, let's go across to Uma Sudhir for more. And Uma, one hopes more chief ministers across the country, make such announcements. But give us more details of what the chief minister said. This was a face-to-face program that he was, holding with women. He also said that women need financial freedom.
Yes, indeed. Undeniably, whether it is gender audit or equity at the workplace, equal pay for equal work, all those ideas or concepts are something that for which the time has certainly come. And when a political leader starts uttering it, we do realize that that is having resonance with the people as well. Just like you mentioned caste and community earlier as electoral groups, now women are also certainly an electoral group. In fact, 2019 was the first election where there are more number of women who are voting than the men itself, and that's the reason perhaps that every political party is looking at this. The Chief Minister of Kerala spoke about the fact that in Kerala, the National Survey for Higher Education says that there are more women in higher education in Kerala than elsewhere, but the same thing is not getting reflected in the workplace, and therefore he believes that there should be conditions in the workspace that make it favourable for women to come there, because like he explained, Kerala has been a leader not just in the gender indices as we all know, but also in terms of menstrual leave for college students. They also have a gender budget that he mentioned, speaking about the fact that since 1997, they have had a gender budget in the local bodies, and 21.6% in fact goes to the gender budget. And speaking politics in the same breath, he also mentioned that the union government talks about gender budget, but it never exceeds 6%. But yes, I must point out that the Prime Minister had also gone to Kerala 3rd of January, first outstation visit that he had, and he had addressed women just like this in Thrissur and spoke about the different programs that he has for women, targeting women, whether it is the PM Awas Yojana or the Ujjwala scheme, and what kind of plans he has to make India the developed country in 2047, and in the run-up to that, get that demographic dividend to be able to exploit the potential of women, because without the contribution of women in the workforce, that's not going to happen. As we know, the statistics for women in the workforce, labor force participation in India is abysmal, especially in the formal sector, and we keep comparing ourselves to a China that's at 60%. We are perhaps at a 20%. Back to you, Gargi.
All right, thanks so much for that, Uma. So big announcement by the Kerala Chief Minister, and one certainly hopes he walks the talk. Now, days after Wayanad in Kerala witnessed violent protests over the deaths of 3 people in instances of man-animal conflict, Union Minister for Environment and Forest, Bhupendra Yadav, visited the area and spoke to the family of one of the people who was killed. This comes days after Rahul Gandhi, the MP from Wayanad, had also visited the area. Now, speaking to NDTV, the minister dismissed Rahul Gandhi's visit, though he said that better coordination is needed between states on man-animal conflict.
We have with us Union Minister Mr. Bhupendra Yadav. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. So you've come all the way from Delhi to Karnataka to Bandipur and then Wayanad. What was your general assessment of the elephant menace, sir?
पहली चीज तो ये है कि ये तीनों राज्यों की बाउंड्री है, केरल की, तमिलनाडु की और कर्नाटका की, और हर्ड का जो मूवमेंट है वो लगातार इस कॉरिडोर के माध्यम से, तो एक बेटर कोऑर्डिनेशन की आवश्यकता है। हमने कहा है कि जो हमारा WII का जो एक इंस्टीट्यूशन है साइकॉन, उसको हम एक बेस सेंटर बनाने की बात हमने आज करी है। तो जो सदर्न स्टेट में ज़्यादा बेटर कोऑर्डिनेशन के लिए, कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग के लिए, वो उसके लिए कार्य करेंगे। और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा केरल में 15.82 करोड़ रुपए भी दिए गए हैं। मैंने वहाँ पे जो विक्टिम्स हैं उनकी फैमिली के साथ मुलाकात करी, लोकल NGO से बात करी, चर्च के लोग आए थे उनसे भी बात करी, लोकल MLA से भी मैंने बात करी, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन से भी बात करी। प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ये इनके संरक्षण के लिए भी पूरी तरीके से टू प्रोटेक्ट द वाइल्ड लाइफ एज वेल एज टू प्रोटेक्ट द ह्यूमन लाइफ ऑल्सो। सो बोथ थिंग्स इज वेरी मच कंसर्न टू अस।
Sir, I mean, this elephant menace, do you think that this has taken the limelight in the political circles, mainly because this is represented by Congress MP Rahul Gandhi? Or if this were to happen in any other district, for instance, would the center be equally involved?
हाँ, सभी जगहों पे लगातार हम लोग इन्वॉल्व रहते हैं, और बाकी जगह पे भी हम गए हैं, और मुझे तो मिले ही नहीं, तो रिप्रेजेंट कहाँ कर रहे हैं। खुद वायनाड के लोग ही कह रहे हैं कि वो तो वहाँ पे ज़्यादा रहते नहीं है। तो इसी कोई जो इट्स नॉट मैटर ऑफ रिप्रेजेंटेशन, इट्स मैटर ऑफ कंसर्न। 2 दिन पहले तो गवर्नर भी वहाँ गए थे।
News now from Kashmir and the ski town of Gulmarg, where tragedy struck. One skier from Russia died after a massive avalanche hit the slopes. 7 skiers from Russia were hit by the avalanche. 6 were rescued after a search and rescue operation deployed by the army, including helicopters in the upper reaches. Let's go across to Nazir now for more. And Nazir, you know, we've just been talking about how Gulmarg had snow again and the skiing was picking up, but now this tragedy struck.
After 3 days of heavy snowfall in Gulmarg, skiing resumed yesterday, and today there was a tragedy. There were 7 skiers from Russia. A woman skier died, unfortunately, while skiing because a massive avalanche hit them when they were going to an area which was declared as red zone, because there was already a avalanche warning. In fact, the Russian embassy in India has also issued a statement talking about the danger warning issued by the authorities, and they're saying they're in touch with the local authorities. Officials here say one, skier who was rescued is injured. He was given first aid treatment here at Gulmarg. Then he was shifted to a hospital in Srinagar. Authorities are saying they will take every precaution to ensure nothing goes wrong. But it's not first time when we have seen such an avalanche where skiers have become a casualty. It clearly shows where skiing is a fun, skiing is an adventure. There are also risks involved. So this was a bad day for this group of skiers, as here on the slopes of Gulmarg, where one skier, a female, has died. Here today, hundreds of players are in Gulmarg participating in the Khelo India Winter Games. They have come from across the country, celebrating actually that like a festival, like I think here in Gulmarg. All those players are safe according to officials. This incident has happened in the higher reaches of Gulmarg, and authorities are saying every precaution is being taken, and tomorrow slopes will be allowed only after proper examination by the experts. But it is a tragic news when a skier from Russia died while skiing here at Gulmarg because of the avalanche.
All right, Nazir Masoodi there reporting from Gulmarg. Now, in a much-needed move aimed at easing exam pressure on students as well as changing the rote system of learning, the CBSE is considering open book exams for class 9 to class 12. This is where students will be allowed to carry textbooks in their classrooms during the exams. A pilot project is being planned for the end of the year.
What's your roll number? An innovative move aimed at easing exam pressure on students. The Central Board of Secondary Education is mulling to introduce open book exams for classes 9 to 12. Students will be allowed to carry the relevant textbooks in classroom during the exams, which they can refer to answer the questions. As per reports, the pilot project is being aimed for end of this year. Based on the results, the board will take a final call. Experts believe this will have some positive impact like reducing stress on students and minimizing unfair practices like cheating. But they also say that due to lack of infrastructure, it will require at least 5 to 8 years to implement it.
It will require 2 to 3 years of time frame to first train, tune, empower our paper setters, then implement it in a very limited subjects, not in all subjects, to begin with the class 9. See whether we can have that competency to arrange or organize such type of examinations. And then I think another 5 to 8 years time frame, we can implement it in class 10th and class 12 board exam.
Parents also raise concerns that it might be limiting for children.
यहाँ पर अधिकतर जो पेरेंट्स का ये मानना है, ये बच्चों की मेमोरी पावर को ये कमजोर करेगा.
Now remember, in 2017, CBSE had discontinued the open book exams for classes 9 and 11. Now, as per the sources, it was done due to the lack of training to the teachers as well as lack of uniformity, considering the large number of students and schools that come under CBSE as well as lack of competency. Now, certainly, with the concerns that the parents and the experts continue to raise, it will be certainly to watch as to how successful this pilot project of CBSE will be and what will be the decisions that will be taken thereafter. Now, this is Ishika Verma reporting for NDTV.
Now, a special report. All too often, we can't look past physical, mental and other sorts of disabilities to focus on a person's capability. Samarth by Hyundai, in partnership with NDTV, is a movement for equal rights for people with disabilities. And part of the initiative's strong belief is that people's disabilities do not define what they can or cannot do. And embodying that is Geeta Salish, the founder of an organic food business who lost her eyesight when she was just a teenager.
ട്വൽത്ത് ഏജിൽ അതായത് 12 വയസ്സിലാണ് എനിക്ക് കാഴ്ച നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ട് തുടങ്ങിയത്. അതിനുശേഷം 100% ബ്ലൈൻഡ് ആയത് ഒരു 15 വയസ്സോട് കൂടിയിട്ടാണ്. അത് എനിക്ക് സ്വന്തമായിട്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലും ചെയ്യണം എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ആഗ്രഹം. ജീവിതയാത്രയുടെ ആരംഭത്തിൽ ഒപ്പം കൂടിയുള്ള സലീഷേട്ടനും പിന്നീട് ഞങ്ങൾ 4 പേരും ഒരുമിച്ചായിരുന്നു. അങ്ങനെയാണ് കുർക്കുമീലിന്റെ ഉത്ഭവം. ഫ്രൂട്ട്, നട്ട്സ് ആൻഡ് സ്പൈസിന്റെ ഒരു കോമ്പിനേഷനാണ് ഈ കുർക്കുമീൽ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഒരു 100 ബോട്ടിൽസ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഇന്നിപ്പോൾ എനിക്കൊരു 10,000 ബോട്ടിൽസ് വരെ ചെയ്യാവുന്ന കപ്പാസിറ്റിയിൽ ഞാൻ എത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. എൻ്റെ കണ്ണുകൾക്ക് ലോകത്തെ കാണാൻ സാധിച്ചില്ല, പക്ഷേ ഈ പ്രോഡക്റ്റിലൂടെ ലോകം എന്നെ കാണണം. I am Samarth.
And finally, we leave you with a video by cricketing legend Sachin Tendulkar, a video he shared of his visit to Kashmir, which showed him enjoying a game of cricket with locals, and he titled the video "Cricket and Kashmir, a match made in heaven." Enjoy this. Goodbye.
हम खेले चलो आप खेलते हो चलो लास्ट बॉल ये आउट करना पड़ेगा. ओके थैंक यू. बस तो मेरा ध्यान आपके ऊपर है.